All right, so for more on the story now, we're joined by Dr. Joseph Pacheco, who's one of the Cuban medical doctors who will be working in different parts of our country. Dr. Joseph, thanks very much for making time. Welcome to the AM report. Let me ask, as a start, about what you make of South Africa's COVID-19 response so far.
Well, one of the most important principles that we have, like Cuban doctors, is our love for humanity. So this is like a duty for us to share in the world that we have, to be here with you to fight against COVID-19. So like me are others doctors in more than 21 countries in this moment fighting against this kind of global infection, and it's a pleasure for us for being here with you, because we share a common history, our ancestors, there are many kind of links between our countries. So it's a privilege for us to be here with you.
And I imagine many communities will also be relieved to see you. But as you rightly mentioned, many of you are in different parts of the country, of the world, I beg your pardon, and this has obviously meant that you've had to leave your own families back home in Cuba. Given the fact that we don't really know when this will all be over, I mean, give us an idea of how long you're prepared to stay in the country.
At this moment, we don't know how long we will be here with you, but we are safe here because we know that in Cuba our families are safe, because they have support for all the friends, for all the neighbors, or the government. Our salaries are they are receiving our full salaries in Cuba. So we feel that we are able to accomplish with any kind of mission, with no kind of problem, because we know that our families are safe.
And you've already touched on, I guess, the socio-political, sentiments that we share as Cuba and South Africa. A lot of the reaction when you arrived with your colleagues in the country alluded to that very history. Are you at all concerned that, the politics around having some of the Cuban doctors in the country might affect your ability to do your work whilst you're here?
In our principles, we are not here to make policy. Our only policy is health, because the most important for us, like I said before, is the love for humanity. So we don't care about the policy, about the color of the skin, about the financial situation, because the most important for us is the health of the people, your people, and every kind of people that need us.
That's right. And, you've been in the country for quite some time now. Do you have any major concerns as you brace to finally interact with the communities around the country?
Our only concern that we have in this moment is to give the best for you, to be able to help your people, to share with you. Our only concern is always one thing: health, over all the things.
Yeah, and in many aspects we've seen that a lot of our community members aren't in the best of health conditions, a lot of comorbidities due to TB, HIV, etc., etc. We had also heard yesterday very grim projections about the number of lives we might lose in the country and the amount of people who might be infected once we get a handle of the pandemic. Are you confident that, we're in a position where we are able to respond to those projections adequately as things stand?
When we are talking about this kind of projection, not only for COVID-19, we must to take care of the comorbidities. In this case, with the COVID-19, because this can affect the evolution or the improvement of the patient. So one of the important aspects to take into account is to make promotion and prevention. It's very important to make that always, because the most important thing about COVID-19 is promotion and prevention. take the right measures, like using the face mask, wash your hands. It's the most important. And have identify the comorbidities in order to stabilize the patient and be safe and secure for, in the case of we contract COVID-19.
All right, we'll leave it there at least for now. Thanks very much for making time to chat to us here on the AM Report. Like I said, I imagine a whole lot of community members across the country are most relieved to find that you and your colleagues have decided to help South Africa against COVID-19. That there being Dr. Joseph Pacheco. He's one of the Cuban doctors deployed to bolster SA's response to COVID-19.